Hello, well welcome, thanks for joining. So today's video is just a quick one really. I'm going to go through my kit and explain exactly what I carry around with me for YouTube videos and for photography. So to start, we have the Nikon Z72, which is the camera that I use, and that's coupled with the 24-70 f4 standard lens. And then I also have is it going to show? No, there we go. Yeah, so I have the 14-24 2.8 f lens as well, and that's just for the wide angle shots. In an ideal world, I would also have the 70-200mm lens, but they're break the bank to pay for, so just holding out for that one at the moment. So what else we have is the YouTube camera, which is the Canon M50 Mark II, and I like this camera primarily because it's very small and lightweight. The lenses are absolutely tiny, and the prices are also absolutely brilliant. On there I have currently a prime lens. It's the EF-M 22mm lens, and I have that mainly for indoor shooting. Yeah, and then also I use mainly the 11-22mm lens, and the reason that I use that is because it just has a really nice wide perspective. Another lens that I use with the M50 Mark II is the 55mm to 200. That's primarily for shooting stills, because I do like to use the M50 because it has superb image quality when I'm not using the Z72. It's just really good if you're going on really long hikes. All of the kit, it's absolutely tiny, really lightweight. So also what I keep in my bag is the drone, and my particular drone is the DJI 2S. I think it's 2S, and that just gives me all the aerial shots and just does a bit of cinematic stuff for me. It just really adds a lot more to the video, so well worth getting. So other things that I keep in my bag, which I think are really important. This is what I think every photographer should carry around with them to improve their photography. So the first thing really is batteries, plenty of batteries, because there's nothing worse than getting to a shoot and then realising you've not got much battery left and then having to pick and choose which shots that you're going to have. So you can get sort of cheap third-party batteries, and they're absolutely brilliant. They're not as great, they're never as good as obviously the originals, but they're a fraction of the price. And I think just adding 3 or 4 extra batteries in your pack that weigh next to nothing, just enables you to shoot for a lot longer, and it makes you feel a lot more relaxed, because there's nothing worse when you're out shooting and you're looking at your battery and you're thinking, oh no, and then not taking the shots. So yeah. So something else that's really important is a polarizing filter, and the polarizing filter is really important because it just helps eliminate glare. It helps bring out the sky. Yeah, it's just one of the pieces of kit that I use. I prefer not to use lenses if I can help it, but that's one that I do use. So one of the other pieces of kit that I use is, along with the polarizing filter, is the ND filter, and that's just like basically darkening the image. And the reason for that is because often you want to get long exposures, you want to smooth out water, that kind of thing, and often you get too much light in your lens, so it's just really helpful to be able to slow down the shutter speed, so it's really great for that. Next on the list, not the least, really important, tripods. You want ones that are nice and compact, that don't weigh much. This one in particular is one from KF Concept. It costed me about £80, and it's a really good lens. I've had a lot of trouble with tripods KF Concept are really good. They sent me, so I broke one of these tripods and they sent me one within 2 days, so really good company. Another thing that I carry as well, a rain cover for the bag, because often you're getting caught out, and the last thing you want is for your kit to get wet, so I always carry that around, and I can also put that on top of the camera if I've got it on the tripod. Let's say if we have a bit of a storm and a bit of rain comes through, it's just really sort of helpful to have these things. So another thing, Zipmat, just a really cheap Zipmat. It works well, obviously when you're getting low down. Not great on your knees, is it? If you sort of kneeling down onto wet ground. Also, you can sit on it. You can place your bag on it as well, which is really important, I think, because quite often the bags will soak up quite a lot of the water. Gloves and a hat. Really warm hat. Because there's nothing more demoralising while you're out on a shoot and being cold. To add to that, waterproof shell, that always comes with me. The amount of times that I've gone out and I've got absolutely drenched, and then that just completely throws your whole day, really. Another thing, torches and a head torch. I've actually broke my current head torch, so I don't have one of them at the moment. And then again, extra batteries as well for these, so they're always great to keep. So another thing that I like to keep on with me, I keep lens wipes. I just think these are really invaluable. I do have dry ones, and I keep a couple of these wet ones as well, just in case you get quite a lot of mud on your camera or whatnot. It's just quite helpful. A flash. A lot of people don't think that these are worth having. They absolutely are. They're bulky, which is fair enough. I get a little bit of a milk carton as well, and I put a softbox on the front of it, and then when I'm doing long exposures, I can use that and I can play around with the light and stuff. Obviously, if you're doing portraits as well, it's really important. You can get receivers that you can put on this one and then on your camera, so you can walk around and it'll shoot at the right time. I don't have any of those because I don't particularly do much portrait, so that's not one that I would carry around. We also have power bank. Power bank, I never leave without that. Just an invaluable tool, so I can charge some of my batteries, and I can also charge my phone as well. So phone, really important tool for obvious reasons. Satellite navigation, weather, to check the cloud covering for night photography. You can get various photography apps. You can link it up to your camera, but on top of that as well, I really like using the phone to get compositions, because it's got its own camera. I'll often try and find a composition on the scene without having to take my camera out, and then often if the scene's not too great, I can eliminate that scene pretty quickly and then move on, and then obviously it just saves you a lot of time. So yeah, so that was just a really quick roundup of what I keep in my bag. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions or want to leave any comments, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But yeah, that's just simply the roundup of what I have. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, bye.